I love the Super Mario series, as I'm sure most gamers do. It's a series that has been there since the beginning of gaming and has been, for the most part, incredibly innovative, pushing the platform genre and gaming as a whole forward. I've played every 3D Mario game up to this point and believe that the Mario series is the greatest in the 3D platforming genre. Although people speak very highly of most Mario games, I feel like the one I will talk about today gets thrown around as their favorite Mario game and favorite game of all time consistently: Super Mario Galaxy. I've played through Super Mario Galaxy when I was a kid back in the day on my Wii. I remember falling in love with the game and playing the crap out of it. Now playing through it as an adult, Mario Galaxy had a way of pulling me back to that childlike wonder I experienced back in the day. But as an adult, I can also see this game's flaws. So let's talk about the magic of Super Mario Galaxy. Side note, the version I played is the 3D Mario All-Stars version, keep that in mind. With most platformers, I would say that the movesets and level designs are what usually sets them apart from the crowd. That is the whole point of these games, is to jump around in cool and unique ways through a cool and unique level. This brings up one of my complaints, but it also makes sense in the context of the game. When first diving back into the game, I felt like Mario's movesets were very restrictive compared to Sunshine and even Mario 64 for that matter. It also felt a little slower as well, kind of like the game had been neutered, but after getting to the first Galaxy, I quickly was reminded why the moves were dialed back. The level design in this game is incredible. Mario Galaxy takes place in space. The setting of this game paves the way for some of the most incredible and unique level designs in any platformer. You go through bee galaxies, lava galaxies, penguin galaxies, galaxies that are just floating water, giant robot and rocket ship galaxies. So many cool and vibrant ideas for levels to be traversed. Every level is pretty straightforward and linear, but that isn't a bad thing. Each time you fly to a new galaxy to get a star, the level changes depending on which star you select. It's like there are 3 or more pathways for you to take, but that pathway is only revealed when you pick the star. It's fun seeing how the worlds change each time and to see the devs' creative minds bleed through each and every one of these levels. You will be jumping from these little to big round planets that have a gravitational pull, which is such a unique idea, but can also be a pain when it comes to the controls and camera. Sometimes you get into the right spot and start spinning circles, or you end up running the wrong way, or the camera has a stroke and freaks out. This didn't happen all too often, but when it did, it was annoying. With the mechanics of the planets, gravity, and level design, along with motion controls, it makes sense why the movesets were toned down. I began to see Mario Galaxy as more of an experience than a traditional 3D Mario platformer. Each new galaxy hits you with surprises and sparks curiosity because you have no idea what the devs are going to throw at you. Some levels have you changing which way gravity is. Some levels have you swimming against penguins or riding on top of a manta ray. Some planets have you balancing on top of a rolling ball with a star stuck inside. You can turn into a bee and fly around, become Boo and fly through things, turn into a bouncy spring. There are other levels that have disappearing platforms where you have to move quickly to stay in the spotlight of where the platform exists. You eventually find Luigi and he goes to planets sending you a postcard of where he is and that he found a star. You then use your gamer brain and memory to figure out where he may be and find him with the star. There are secret stars hidden throughout that make you feel smart when you find them on your own. There are green stars that once you've collected them all, it reveals a new galaxy to fly to from the hub world. There are plenty of boss fights in Mario Galaxy as well that I found quite enjoyable to fight. A dino piranha plant, a mole, giant eels, spinning tops, ghost man, octopus dude, and of course Bowser. There are also star variants in the form of comets that you can return to previous levels and do a challenge star. Speedrunning that level, fighting a boss with only 1 HP, racing against Shadow Mario. It's all fun and introduces another level of challenge to the player, and the best part is, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, because like Mario 64, and unlike Sunshine, you only need 60 stars to beat the game, and don't have to get all of them. I hear many people talk online about how there may be too much to collect in platforming games, but I've always found that quite a silly argument because you don't have to get everything, and for the average player, more is better. It gives them a choice on which stars to get, and if they are having trouble on one, you can just skip it. More is always better. Plus, for the gamers who like the game more than life itself, it gives them more content. Easy stars that have been thrown into the game are ones where you have to feed Lumas star bits, which are the little colorful items you find in each level. They can be used as a stun weapon or for currency with the Lumas. Once a Luma is fed, they will transform into a planet that usually has a pretty easy star to get. Nintendo's made this game very doable for anyone, but also gives a challenge for the players that seek that out, as well as the players that want to get everything and be rewarded for that too. Yes, you can unlock Luigi as a playable character in this one. Get all 120 stars, and then you unlock him. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, and I'm only bringing this up because I've been spoiled by Mario Odyssey, is that once you collect a star, it throws you back to the hub world. This isn't a bad thing, and can also be explained away by the fact that each star has a different route, and sometimes a completely different level design. Also, there are things that happen in the hub world that you can interact with as well. Toads are chilling here and you can talk to them. Sometimes random Lumas show up and say feed me. You can get letters from Peach and Luigi as well, and Rosalina has a book you can read to find out more about her. The Comet Observatory is one of, if not the most peaceful and unique hub worlds ever made. It may not be the greatest hub world, even within the Mario series, but it is still fantastic. Just walking around makes me feel like a kid again. The more you power up the observatory by collecting stars, the more the hub world lights up and becomes explorable, plus the music changes and gets more grand. That is what I feel ties all of this together and gives life to the magic of Super Mario Galaxy: the music. This has to be one of the best Mario soundtracks out there, sticking with the theme of space, but also bringing out your inner child. I don't want to spoil Rosalina's backstory in her book, but I will say that the childhood music and themes are not only present in the music, but her story as well. This is another amazing thing about the video game medium, where the music and world themes are written perfectly together, instilling the emotions the devs want you to experience. From the waltz theme of the Comet Observatory, to the epic orchestral pieces of Galaxies. The music in Super Mario Galaxy is just as creative and wonderful as the level designs. Super Mario Galaxy is one of the most innovative and creative video games ever made. The devs poured so much creativity and imagination into every little aspect of this game. You never know what lies around every corner, which begs you to visit and explore each new galaxy that is discovered. And the music ties all of the creativity and emotion together. Super Mario Galaxy is a certified banger and can bring out the inner child of anyone. I now understand why it's a lot of people's favorite video game of all time. Super Mario Galaxy truly is a magical experience.